go straight into a first topic where we're talking about wills.
Yeah. Will. For example, mfano katika sentence, will you please give me 20 bob?
No, that's not the will. Anyway, because I think we've come back to money. A will is a legal document, JB. Ambayo unaandika mko na lawyer wako. Yeah? So you say, okay, I have this much wealth, and nikikufa, I want this to go, my house to go to that person, this to go. That's a will, not will you please help. So you understand now?
Yeah.
So how many people here have wills? You have a will?
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you married?
No.
Okay. What made you decide to have a will?
My dad died of a plane crash. My mom died of normal sickness. So before she died, she knew she was to die. She knew she will not survive for long because she was paralyzed. What did she have to do? She had to draft a will for me because I was the eldest in our family.
Does it transcend to your siblings, or is just to you and then utawasort?
To all our 6 siblings, but I'm the administrator.
That's iliwasaidiaje you and your siblings?
In any sort. It has paid our fees. It is paying my siblings' fees. A lot.
You know, will means you're leaving behind property once you die. And if you don't have property, what do you write about? What do you write in a will?
Like ideas.
Ideas. You know, I have ideas now.
Yeah.
I've just acquired a property just the other year, and I don't think I'm dying anytime soon. Will, not now.
So, are you planning on, when you acquire property, are you planning on having a will?
Do you know, let's talk about will. You know, very few Kenyans, even the very rich people, to write a will, it's like signing their own death warrant, something like that.
Tuangalie circumstances zenye mtu amekufa na acha will behind. Doesn't matter kama kuna big property, a lot of it, or small property. What happens in that scenario?
But I think it is automatic if you die. I have 3 kids. Obviously.
What?
The 3 kids will have my house,
my neighbors.
My dad passed away last year. He didn't write a will. Actually, he had married before, but they had divorced. Now when it came after we were buried and now we want to share the properties, the other family is saying that we are supposed to be included, as in us we are not supposed to be included because he built a house and everything. So it means we have to, even if no matter how, you don't have to, you have to write that way.
But in our African society, everything that I own belongs to my family, right? Even if I die today, as much as I don't write that will, so that to be able to show somebody that I'm special, he's special, this is what's supposed to happen, automatically that property is supposed to be divided to all my 3 children.
But that's what is supposed to happen.
Yeah,
but now let me tell you the people who are entitled.
Does it happen?
No, so you see, the will comes in, and you also wills are also things that are just written, and when you go there, it's just written.
It's a legal document.
But you know, people normally go around that will.
Let me tell you something. You might be having a will. I might be having the death certificate. Yeah, exactly. The 2 of us, we must get the properties. If you don't have the will and I have the death certificate, I'll own everything.
No, in African society tuko na problem. Ukikuwa tajiri saa hiyo ukikufa, mama yako atakuja, uncle yako atakuja, mwenye aje kusaidia kufanya hii kazi. Umestruggle na bibi yako from
especially shemegi.
Unaelewa? Shemegi by shemegi. Umestruggle na bibi yako from ground mpaka umegrow. Wanakuja wanataka kumnyang'anya, umesahau kama kuna watoto ya kulea. That is wrong.
Nafikiria hiyo ni kitu inafaa iende kwa serikali, ipitishwe kama ni sheria, kila mtu ajue.
Lakini mali yako,
there's something in government called trust fund trustee.
Yeah.
My friend, once your property gets there, you'll not be very happy. Pesa ni yako, they are writing a check to school for your sibling. There must be a charge. You better think.
Let me just expound on her points, what she's talking about, the trustee department. The office of the Attorney General.
Yes.
Right now, over 4 billion worth of inheritance held by the Kenyan. Yeah, it is pending there. And it has a list of beneficiaries that's growing daily. Why? Because someone did not care to leave a will. So unaona, so ukisema serikali ingilie kati, that's exactly what you mean. Ya kwamba wewe mali yako iende huko, then former girlfriend,
Hiyo.
maid.
Hiyo trustee
Ba-
kama Mombasa.
Ah,
Hiyo trustee.
Tunafundishana.
Yeah.
Tuandikeni will.
Yeah.
Eh.
Hiyo trustee.
Tuandikeni nini?
Yeah.
So now let's watch a small insert tumeprepare ikiwa na maelezo zaidi.
A will is a legal document which is prepared by a person before his death, stating how he'd like his property to be divided upon his death. It's important because it helps prevent disputes later on, and it also gives the person a choice to give the people who would want to benefit from the property. Most of us really don't understand that there are documents called wills which can be prepared. The other one maybe is to do with also expenses. The consideration that you have to go to a lawyer to prepare for you the will is what makes most of us fear going to lawyers. Another thing is also cultural setbacks or customary law. So most people have this belief that if you prepare a will, it means you're preparing for your death. If a person dies without a will, you have to apply for letters of administration in court. So it is the court now which determines how your property should be divided. I think a lot of advocacy or educating people is really required, and it helps solve a lot of disputes. You don't have people fighting over who will take what once somebody has passed on. And it would really save time, because by the time a case is taken to court also, you think about the length of time it will take and also the expenses anyway you have to spend. People fight for ages and years without because of absence of a will. So I'd really advocate for that. I'd pray that Kenyans really take the issues of wills very seriously.
Reactions to what Beatrice amesema.
Let me tell you something. The wearer of the shoes is the one who knows venye inamfinya. So I've been there, and a will has sorted me out. See there are no lawyers there. Lawyers ni binadamu ka wewe.
Vile tumeajiriwa wengine next of kin. Si kuna forms tunajaza next in case benefits zako za kazini unaweza andika, unapewa karatasi unaandika in case I die next of kin, na hata percentage, huyu atapewa 25, huyu atapewa 30, huyu atapewa 40.
Unajiandikia mwenyewe?
Yeah.
You
for
have to
insurance.
have
Yeah.
you have to have
Yeah.
a lawyer. You have to have a lawyer. It should be a legal document ambayo inaweza stand in court.
Is the kind of property you have. Uweze kuwa na property kidogo and 8 mahali atunakimbia kwa lawyer. Vile anasema tu pesa yako itaisha kwa lawyer.
Not necessarily that you have to keep on going to the lawyer every now and then. We have maybe those people you think actually they are genuine. Maybe you have an uncle, maybe you have your somebody that you can trust. You can go every now and then, you sit down and you tell them that this is my wish, and it is taken even in the court.
Saa hii nitaenda kuongea na uncle yangu ati nikikufa hii shamba utapatia hii mtoto. Uncle mwenyewe anaangalia nikikufa ni ananyang'anya hii shamba kwanza, ni atachukua. Watoto wako watapata chochote.
Your relatives, my friend, they are your worst enemy.
I was talking of maybe an independent person, because we were helped.
Who is that independent person?
It
You
was
raised your kids in Nairobi. They don't know you are independent.
No,
so
what I'm saying is,
grandfather at home, and he's the one you trust. How will the kids? How will? I mean, I'm sorry.
That will, even if it's the man who's writing the will, he should be very considerate, surely. In fact, he should call his wife and maybe his children akiandika yako kawili. Some they do it in privacy. Then when you come, unapata shock.
That's the next thing I wanted to talk about.
So the hiyo surprise to
no, ndo nikidai unashangaa kumbe Koinange street ni yako na building zote
unakuta hata jirani yako ako part of that car will.
And maybe also,
Ulikuwa na mlenga pale.
maybe also the government should consider maybe the fee ile inakuwa charged by the lawyers for that purpose.
So that Wakenya wengi
so that Wakenya wengi can be able, because it is something renewable.
There's the law of succession which came into force in 1960. Na inasema ya kwamba the legally married woman is supposed to inherit what is the husband. So that's what it says, but in real life you see what happens. Mtu ameolewa legally for a long time, bwana anakufa, then you start hearing wrangles here and there. So in that case pia, do you think it's safer for you to be there, like she's saying, as the wife, to be there when your husband is writing a will?
Yeah, I think it's safer because ukitaka kuishi na bibi lazima kuwa kitu kimoja.
You also should tell us what they mean by legally married. Legally married.
Legally married.
Because I may be married and I don't have those documents to say that I'm married to you, but you are my wife.
kuna kitu aliniambia ati mtu akaa nawe 6 months is your wife.
Is your wife.
Sasa kama mimi nimetuma wajiri kufanya kazi, nimepatiwa roommate wa kufanya naye kazi 6 months. Yeah, pia amekuwa
but you know what legally married means. Either umeoa kwa kanisa, customary if the people nyumbani wana agree, or civil union. Okay, or you lived with her for 6 months. That's your legal wife. And at least now watu may agree it is important. There are not two ways about it. It's an important document. Yeah. Hayo ndo maoni ya watu hapa kwa Matatu. Lakini kwa sasa let's take it to the streets tupate kusikia watu wana nini ya kusema.
In the streets is getting hot and it gets so cold.
The guy who just died, Samuel Wanjiru, he had so much property, and okay, I don't know if he had a will, but if he had, there wouldn't be so much conflict.
I think it's important because it helps in distribution of the wealth that you have, and it makes one not to have to interfere with what you had planned earlier.
A will is important, yeah, to avoid the chaos that will come up.
Maoni yangu ni muhimu kama mzee bado yuko kwa boma apange mambo yake kabisa. Hata akiondoka akiwacha watoto kama amewagawia kila kitu inakuwa sawa.
Itawaongoza, nitawapa uwezo wa kuweza kudai hiyo haki.
And we are back from the streets, nice comments there. Yeah. Very varied, nice ones, Lakini kwa sasa we'll take a short break, tutarudi hivi karibuni. Don't go anywhere.
Omba stima zisipotee.